Welcome in. It is another digital segment of Daily Wager. I am Doug Kezirian alongside Joe Fortenbaugh and also Anita Marks. We're talking quarterbacks here in terms of the passing crown this upcoming season. We'll start with, no surprise, the betting favorite, Patrick Mahomes, plus 350 at Caesars Sportsbook. Last year, just over 4,000 yards. Remember that knee injury he suffered on a Thursday night against Denver, played 14 games 2 seasons ago. Did have over 5,000 yards, but finished second to Big Ben. Joe, plus 350, pretty low number. Where are you going with this?
No, Doug, it's a no on this for 3 key reasons. Number one, let's start with the price. This is buying a Ferrari at sticker value. You're not even negotiating. How do you sleep at night if you don't make the guy a counter offer? Patrick Mahomes is the most popular quarterback in the game. At this price, you're not getting any value. Number two, even in Mahomes' MVP season from 2 years ago, where he lit the league on fire, he averaged about 318 yards per game. The NFL's leading passer over the last 10 years is averaging 316 yards per game. Oh, by the way, Mahomes 2 years ago when he won the MVP finished second to Big Ben in passing yardage. Then number three, do we trust the Chiefs to come out and have a great season? If you just won the Super Bowl, you're celebrating, and then coronavirus hits the country, I wouldn't be surprised if some of these guys came back a little overweight, not as motivated as they've been in the past. 2 teams that would have every reason to lay down this year, Kansas City and Jacksonville. Not saying Kansas City will lay down, but at plus 350, that's a pass.
All right, so you're saying, hey, let's just we'll take the field. What about you, Anita?
Yeah, you know what? Listen, I like this play, and we've been talking about it all season long. I'm going with teams that have consistency. And the Kansas City Chiefs do, especially Andy Reid, pass-heavy offensive scheme. Patrick Mahomes, arguably best quarterback in the NFL. Keep in mind, last year they were averaging 280 passing yards a game, and they had the second most difficult schedule against opposing passing defenses. In 2018, he passed for 5,000 yards. I think he can get back to that, especially plethora of talent. I don't need to name them all. And they actually really increased better the offense in the draft with a pass catching running back. So I like this bet. I'll take Patrick Mahomes.
If Mahomes is the face of the NFL, Tom Brady certainly passed him the torch. He is 9-1 in his new digs of Tampa Bay. Last led the NFL in passing yards in 2017. Obviously a lot more weapons, Anita, than he had last year in Foxborough. It's tempting for me when you factor in Godwin and Mike Evans, but he's still going to be 43 this fall.
Yeah, he's going to be 43, Doug, and there's only so much avocado ice cream can do for one individual, right? Listen, the weapons are you can salivate. Any quarterback can salivate in regard to the weapons that he's going to have. But how much time is he going to have to work with them? We're in the middle of a pandemic. We don't know how much time he's going to have to train with them. He's going to have to learn a new system. Is it going to be Bruce Arians' system? Is it going to be a combination of both? I'm still suspect with that offensive line. I'm not buying into the offensive line. And he doesn't have the legs and able to maneuver the way that Jameis Winston was able to do last year to buy himself some time. So I'm a flat no here. I'm not anticipating Tom Brady to do what a lot of people are expecting him to do this season. I think it's going to be a subpar year for him.
I'm glad you brought up that component with Winston in terms of the buying time, because we might remember Jameis Winston did lead the NFL in passing yards last year. That 9-1 is tempting to me, Joe. Anita brings up a great point with the extending the pocket. I'm tempted. That's all as far as I'll go. What about you?
I agree with my friend from the land of Bruce Springsteen. It's a pass at 9-1 for a lot of those key reasons. 2 additional ones I'll throw in there. In 20 seasons in the NFL, Brady's topped 4,900 passing yards just once. The league leader in passing over the last 10 years is averaging almost 5,100 passing yards per year. Age, new system, new teammates, everything that's been mentioned is on there as well. And Doug, to your point on Jameis Winston, let's think about this for a second. The guy led the league in passing last year, and they got rid of him. What does that tell us? The Bucs aren't looking for a guy who can lead the league in passing.
Well, they don't want a guy who leads the league in interceptions by a mile either.
Precisely. They want a guy who can protect the ball, make good decisions, control the clock, give the defense some rest on the sidelines. They're not looking to throw it all over the yard. Brady should have a solid season, but he's not going to lead the league in rushing, or passing, I should say.
Or rushing.
Rushing either. Yeah, no chance on rushing.
All right, now to some other quarterbacks who we have circled. We'll start with Matthew Stafford, 10-1 odds at Caesars Sportsbook. We actually discussed this award, so to speak, not too long ago, and we had 14-1. So it's come down a little bit. Anita, you still like Stafford here?
I do. I like him a lot. Keep in mind, last year he only played 8 games. He passed for almost 2,500 yards, on pace for 5,000. I mean, really, really impressive. You know, part of me feels bad for Stafford. I think he flies low on the radar. He doesn't get enough respect. On top of that, now he's working with an offensive coordinator who likes to pass the ball over 60% of the time. So if Matthew Stafford can stay healthy, I don't see why he can't win this season.
Yeah, but staying healthy has been a concern at times this year. But he is the king of the backdoor cover. Matt Ryan, also certainly familiar to bettors, Joe. That's a guy you're going with.
Yeah, there's a play for you. Matt Ryan at 10-1 is something I'm going to be all over. Bankable. He's only missed 1 game in the last 10 seasons. And get this, Doug, 7 of the last 8 years, he's finished in the top 5 in passing. He's consistent and he's durable. He's got Calvin Ridley entering year 3. Julio Jones is a beast. We all know that. And get this, 16 games, 8 of them are played in a dome at home, 4 other dome games between Dallas, Minnesota, the Chargers, and there's a 4th one on there. I believe it's the Saints. So 12 good weather games plus everything else we just laid out at 10-1. I'll take a shot there with Matt Ryan.
The quarterback I have circled is Russell Wilson. There's probably nobody in the league that means more to his team than Wilson. He just seems to be progressing each year. I think this is the year where he legitimately could lead the league in passing. Seattle's stubbornness for the run is sort of dissolving, and they're putting the game in Russell Wilson's hands. I think it's 14-1, all bite. Obviously, guys like Mahomes and the structure of that offense concern me, but I'm getting 14-1 on a guy. Remember, there's no Legion of Boom defense anymore in Seattle. There are a lot of shootouts. He does have 3 tough road games, Philly and Washington in questionable weather, and then also at Buffalo at Orchard Park against that Bills defense. I'll still grab a little piece at 14-1. Joe, you have a long shot as well.
Give me a slice of Drew Lock at 75-1. He looked solid in those final 5 games last season. He's entering year 2. And look at the speed and talent he has in his arsenal. Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler, Noah Fant. Melvin Gordon can catch passes out of the backfield as well. And I don't see Denver blowing out a whole lot of opponents, which means Lock's going to be throwing deep into the 4th quarter this season. At 75-1, we'll sprinkle a little bit of action on that, Doug.
All right. I'm not sure I can get behind that one. But I will say there's some other long shots. These are triple-digit odds. Teddy Bridgewater, 100-1. Teddy Two Gloves finally getting his starting job. Ryan Tannehill, remember they were lights out in Tennessee when he took over midseason last year over Marcus Mariota. Dwayne Haskins and the Redskins figured to be trailing a lot next year. Josh Allen, a starting quarterback for a team that could win the division, 200-1. Tua, we're not sure if he's going to even start from day one. That's factored into the odds as well. And don't forget, plenty of content along these lines on ESPN.com's Chalk section. When the PGA Tour is back, it was drama last week, went to a playoff. What's in store for this weekend's RBC Heritage? We have some picks on there. Go check it out. Also, the Belmont Stakes, the Triple Crown begins with the Belmont Stakes this year. Obviously, the pandemic disrupting the schedule of horse racing. So plenty of good content there, guys. Always good talking NFL here. I know it's mid-June, but we'll get there soon with the NFL season.